All right, welcome back. Jeff Bailey and Lori here, Thrive in 5. And today I'm going to show you how to do these super important Sukhasana shape, even if you can't get down on the floor, even if it's too demanding sitting on a cushion. So let's illustrate that first. And how are we going to do that? We use a chair. So here's a chair. You're just going to have a seat in the chair, Lori. All right, this is how we spend a lot of our time these days. So what we're going to do, the feet have to just be out in front of you, right underneath the knees. Then we're going to place the right ankle on the left knee.
Okay.
Right ankle on the left knee. All right. Many people sit like this on a regular basis, right? And then as the hips start to tighten, we get away from it because, oh, it feels painful and it feels sore. But remember, we just have to give ourselves these gentle challenges.
It's okay to lean back too,
It's
right?
okay to lean back. That's what it's for. Give yourself permission to slouch. Some people feel the message of guilt that comes in the minute you relax and slouch a little bit because it's just been so ingrained into us to have the proper posture, which will ultimately work against us. Close your eyes and slowly curve forward. Now, of course, if you don't need the chair, you're following along with us on the floor.
I'm just gonna go
Yeah. Now that you got the idea, Lori's going to go ahead and come to the floor. Have the curve. Visualize the big hip bone central in your body, the hip rolling over the head of the femur, the low back releasing and letting go, the tailbone dropping toward the floor. We're asking muscles to release, which is way different than stretching them and pushing on them. We'll wait for the release. Then it stays. Okay, and so we're reviewing the shape because it is so important. If there's one shape for low back and hip health, this is it. On the floor or the bolster, or now you've seen it in a chair. And we're going to let some sensation build in the hips. Now, the one caveat is any kind of burning sensation in the muscle tissue, in the hamstring, out in this lateral part of the hip. If you're getting that, then you're too far in the shape. You got to raise yourself up some. Okay, that's enough. Let's come on up and change the cross of the legs. Pause a moment, let your low back relax, release, slouch, let go of the rules. Your body will love you for letting go of the rules we've imposed on it. Soften your thoughts, soften yourself, and slowly curve forward. Curving. Dropping into the shape. Dropping into the feedback. Dropping into the information. Watch the voice that says, I can't, or I shouldn't, or I'm not flexible enough, I'm not good enough.
My hands may just be right here.
Yeah. Lori's demonstrating a shape that we see often in class, especially with newer students, and then over time it all starts to change. Now press your feet into the floor. Remember this? You press your feet into the floor, you roll onto the back of the sit bones, you induce some sensation into your low back. Just feel that, say hello to it, get to know that tightness, give it permission to release. Relax, drop down, slowly raise up. All right, now more than likely you're having a little feedback in the hips. Now here comes the antidote. You're going to stand up. You'll see Lori from her hips down, and she's going to line her heels up on the back edge of the mat and have the legs fairly wide, hands on the waist. Now turn the thighs in and the heels out. Thighs in, heels out. And then engage your thighs, firm your thighs, extend through the knees. And now do you feel the internal rotation into the hip? Now we're asking that big ball and socket joint to internally rotate. Exact opposite of what we did seated. Firm thighs, active legs. Now move the tailbone toward the floor and the pubic bone up towards your nose. Again, for that movement that I just described to happen, the low back is being asked to release and let go. You're actually engaging your hamstrings, not stretching them. Draw the low belly in. Feel long and tall through your spine. Have your eyes open, your gaze straight ahead. It's like a deep massage for the hips. It's an ask for movement in the low back. We're asking the knees to release as well. Okay, that's good. That's all we need. Have a little walk. Just take a few steps around. And then have a seat with us. And let's have a moment for peace, always found on the inside. I hope you found this helpful. A review of the Sukhasana shape and then a standing shape that you can do just about any time. You could probably get away with it in the grocery line, right? Just have this moment, especially as a little antidote to the Sukhasana shape. And I bet you're going to start feeling better in your hips and your low back. A better walk, a better way to go through life. Keep an eye on your inbox. We got more coming. Hands to your heart. It's an outer expression of the inner yoga. Namaste.
Namaste.